Welcome to Calligraphy. Basic adjustments. Now that your photos are organized, it's time to improve them with some basic adjustments. In this lesson, we will explore the essential tools in Lightroom that will lay the foundation for your editing workflow. Mastering these adjustments is crucial for enhancing the overall quality and polish of your photos. First, let's start with exposure. The exposure slider lets you brighten or darken your photo. A properly exposed photo highlights details in both the shadows and highlights. Be mindful of overexposing or underexposing your images. If the photo is too dark, you can increase exposure to make the subject clearer. Similarly, if your photo is overexposed, lowering the exposure will help achieve a better balance. Increasing contrast deepens the dark areas of your photo while brightening the highlights. This can add depth and make your image more dynamic. However, be careful not to raise the contrast too much, as it could make the photo look unrealistic. Highlight and shadow recovery. If some parts of your photo are too bright, you can reduce the highlights to recover details. On the flip side, if the shadows are too dark, increasing the shadow slider will reveal more information in those areas. This is especially useful when shooting in RAW, as it helps recover details in both the dark and light parts of your image. Highlights and shadows work together to balance the photo's overall look. Use these sliders to preserve important details in both the brightest and darkest parts of your photo. Next, adjust the whites and black sliders. These define the brightest and darkest points of your image. Increasing the whites will make your photo pop, while adjusting the blacks can provide more depth and contrast. Cropping and the rule of thirds. Now, let's talk about cropping for composition. Strong composition can elevate a good photo into a great one. Lightroom's crop tool includes a rule of thirds overlay, which helps position key elements of your photo. Placing important parts along the grid lines creates a more balanced and visually appealing image. Cropping can also remove distractions at the edges of the frame or adjust the photo's orientation to suit your needs. Step 6. Before and after comparison. Let's look at the before and after images. As you can see, basic adjustments like exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks have significantly improved the photos, even with just a few tweaks. It's your turn. Choose a photo from your collection and apply the basic adjustments we discussed. Exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows, whites, and blacks. Take a moment to refine the composition using the crop tool and the rule of thirds.